Well, hello and welcome to session 15, the final session of our inaugural Spiritual Beings Virtual Summit. And it has been such a fun, wild adventure to do this summit, to have all of these conversations, to hear from so many different people on so many different topics, and really just show you our heart and a glimpse into what is important to us, what we love to do, and including you in right from the very outset, which is something that is of ultimate importance, not only to spiritual beings, but to any thriving community, is that we're all in this together. And we want this to be a place that not just something that we put on for our community to be spectators, but we also love to have you in the conversations as well. And that's why this is just the beginning. There'll be Twitter spaces, Discord conversations. So much will flow out of this summit and all that is to be. But for this final session now, as we just wrap things up and bring things to an end, we have some of our Spiritual Beings team joining us on this session now, and we're just going to share from us, from our heart to you, just about some of the things that we've loved the best about this session, some of our heart and vision and insight, and then we'll introduce you to a very special guest and even just drop some alpha and some first news about the different things that are planned for the future and all that we're going to be doing. But first, I'd love to open it up to our team and ask, guys, what has been the highlight for you over this summit? I know there's so much, and the first session feels like so long ago, and we're all on different time zones, and it's just been, amazing. But I'd love to hear from you. Yeah, just what the highlight's been for you, and what you enjoyed. And
I can start.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have many highlights. One highlight is not enough, but I do have memorable ones. I loved Why Spirituality in Web3 with Shira Lazar and Carl Choi, and their vulnerability and transparency and sharing was amazing. It was a great way to start. It just seemed like everybody was so aligned with what we are trying to do in the space. And then the yoga session with Ian, and I learned so much in that session. I am making my husband watch it because I didn't know anything about yoga until I did that session, and he was so interested, and everyone was so incredibly articulate and so knowledgeable of what they were sharing that you wanted to find out more about it. So that was great. And all the mental health sessions. It just seemed like it's such an important topic in the space, and it truly aligns with what we want to do. And they were just, that Safe Spaces Twitter space was phenomenal. So those were my highlights. I mean, but I have more. Those were just the three that I can remember because there's been so many sessions. I love spirituality and business. I mean, just people were just really on. They were like, it just seemed like in so many ways, this is just the right time for something like spirituality in Web3. It aligns with so many things, from business to mindfulness, to creativity. Forgot creativity. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would jump in and I'd say, first of all, Jody, I hope you get some sleep. I know you've been working really hard. Most of the sessions were hosted by you, and I did a few of them, and it's it's a wonderful experience, but it takes a lot of extra energy to kind of manage that whole process. So I hope you get some sleep. I think, yeah, like Lily said, there was so much information. I felt like the conversation could have continued in so many of the groups, and so I feel like, yeah, we need to continue this conversation with these people, with more people. We just touched the surface, and yeah, there's so many different ways in which I think for me we can bring spirit but heart into the space. And I think whether it was mental health, whether it was business, whether it was the yoga, nutrition, we need to find a way to bring heart. I feel really convicted that we need to bring heart into this space. and
Mm.
spirituality. Because if we don't, everybody that we had, at least that I had spoken to, was like, hey, we're just going to bring these same problems.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Web3 is neutral. We're the ones that color it, and what are we going to color it with?
It's so true. Yeah. I love that insight too, and just that way of it was something that crossed all subject matter, that people were saying the same thing, whether it was business or creatives or mental health. Amazing. And thank you, Ian. There, yeah, just really great.
Oh, I loved it. I had such great conversations.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where we can, after something like this, just think about how we can even better serve the community. What are ways in which we can even expand the summit into weekly, almost sometimes, who knows, monthly, even daily offerings. So.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
and I just want to thank, anybody that's put on an event. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that are putting a lot of work in, and you see a lot of people on this call. This is a big chunk of the team. And Luli, who I'm glad you got to speak here at the beginning. Luli's been in the background doing so much stuff for this to support it. So any goodness that comes from this,
Absolutely.
it's a whole team that is able to come together to offer this. And so, maybe Jody and I are in the front a little bit here, but really thank you all and for being there in the background. Yeah.
Absolutely. Poor Lily is just going to be seeing Twitter posts and content in her sleep. I think she's just been it's just been amazing to have all, as you said, all of that background and just all of what makes something like this able to be facilitated really well and to be able to share. So thank you, Paul. I'd love to hear from you. What was for you your highlight or favorite moment?
Yeah, I mean, the whole week has just been this breath of fresh air about spirituality, about community, about bringing people together from all walks of life and finding this common ground, not just in Web3, but in spirituality. I think is amazing. There's been so many good moments. It's really incredible to see this come together, and I hope that this can become a prominent feature of this new experience that is Web3 for everyone. And and as we've said multiple times, how it's really just the beginning. It's really in its infancy. I'm excited to really see where we can take this, and to provide hopefully a safe space for people to come in and feel welcome, and to really integrate in this wonderful technology as well that we're putting out there. And I can't wait to see where this goes in the future.
Yeah, thank you. I love that. I love that you're part of crafting that as well. And I agree. I share that vision. And this is just the beginning. And how exciting the days ahead look. Lynn, I know that.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I had to walk upstairs because there's a lot going on in my home at the moment. I've still got some visitors, and look, I've really enjoyed the summit. I must say I haven't caught all the sessions live because I've had a huge wedding and a big family gathering. We had about 50 people here yesterday. My granddaughter got married, my first granddaughter to my first daughter, or my first child. And so that was really exciting. And we had everybody from all over Australia attending, all the family. Had a pre-Christmas thing yesterday. This was planned a long time ago before the summit was planned. So I do apologise for not being on the live sessions, but what I've caught is amazing. And it's, I was on the first session and I am at the last one. I did a session earlier this morning, and thank you so much, Lily. You've done an amazing job. Jim, Paul, I did catch a bit of the session that Joe did with you earlier, Ian. I was trying to catch up on some of the stuff, but and Jody, you're amazing. So thank you for having me, and I've really enjoyed, seeing some Aussies in the space, and it's been really cool to have some. And I really loved I actually heard the last session, the whole last session, and Lars is amazing. I go on some spaces with him, And I was really, really blessed to see that he actually took up the invitation to come on and speak, because I know that we need people like Lars and other people in this space to really help us to understand the NFT space. He's been around for quite some time, and what he is offering is amazing, because he's sort of been there at the big highs, like you have, Jody, and now we're sort of like having to pivot and work through it. But spirituality in Web3, I think, is something that we do absolutely need to unpack, continue to realize that we are actually spiritual beings, and allow people to get that real understanding of what we're trying to do. And I think that, the mental health chats, all the different things that we've been talking about, are just so pivotal, and building the community from the ground up, brick by brick. So I feel blessed that I'm part of it, and thank you so much for having me. If my internet goes out, I'm on my phone. I don't know what's going on. I'm not a very techie person. Jim, I need some help. Help me. I don't think I'll ever understand it, but anyway, sometimes they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, I've learned a lot of things, but there's still some things that are just, okay, above my pay grade. Let's just stay in your lane, Lynn. So at the end of the day, thank you so much for having me. And like I said, it's been such an honor to be part of the team and to meet people like Ian, Luli, Jim and Wendy, and Paul. First time I'm actually talking to you sort of in real life, because while we're online, we're sort of in real life, because this is happening right now, this very minute, and I could see all of you. And I'm just imagining, we're all sort of sitting around a little table drinking a cuppa and just, unpacking what's happened this last week. So thank you, guys.
Yeah, absolutely, Lynn. And thank you for just incredible way that you just model not only spirituality, but just as a mother and a grandmother, and just the way that you are able to integrate all of life and have it in a way that's so fun and so big and amazing. I love that, and I love that you have led that session through about nutrition and health, and it's just so fun to have you part of all of this, and I think you're great. So thank you for sharing. Really great. And Jim, I'd love to hear from you as well.
Oh, sure. I'm in a little bit in Lynn's boat. I missed some of the earlier sessions because I was traveling across the country when the summit kicked off. So but I'm very much looking forward to. I'm glad that you picked a platform where you can make these sessions available for people, going forward to catch up on, which is awesome. So I'm looking forward to seeing the ones I missed. There's a few people I know. The one session with the developer Ryan from the Flower Girls, I know that guy. He actually helped me out with Solidity when I was getting started with Solidity, and so I know him. He's a great developer, and Wendy's friend Catherine, who we actually met standing in the ocean, which is kind of interesting. Wendy met her like that, and I understand that was a great session. I heard some great feedback about Ian's session and some other sessions. So I'm just looking forward to it. So I'm new to it, but it's great that they're available to stream.
Yeah, absolutely. And very thankful for that as well, that we can go back and people can catch up. And as we were saying in the last session, there's actually like a video. It's almost like a way of recording and having it stamped there to be able to look back on, and at these early days and these pioneering days, which, are hard days, obviously, but they're also very special, because once it gets beyond this, we'll never have these kind of times again. So there's something to be savored in these moments as well, which is great. So I would love just us as a team, I've spoken a lot about the project over the summit and shared a lot about the vision and what I'm personally super excited about, and the parts of the utility and the features and what we're trying to do. But I would love to hear from you each about what is it that, if you had to kind of share something that really excites you about spiritual beings, and what it is, whether it's part of the vision, whether it's part of the utility, what part of it would you like to just share in your own words and have an opportunity to talk about now?
I have one place I can start real easy with that one, since I'm the one that generated the art with your artist.
Yep.
I'm the one who programmed that. So I've actually one of the few people who've seen all 11,000 images, and they're really awesome. I know that the dedication from the artist here and from the team who was working with her was just phenomenal. And I think people are going to be really pleased with that. There's just so many interesting things going on, and it was a real pleasure to get that artwork put together for everyone. So it's really exciting to see a new set, especially when you know in advance what's out there and what some of these generative NFTs look like. They're great. They're really great.
Yeah, look, Jim, I agree. And whenever you would send a test set through and we'd go through them and just look for anything, there would just be this permanent smile on my face, because everyone, I'm like, oh, I love that one. I want that one. I love this one. And, I just think it's so fun. And I love that about our skeletons. They are so fun. And it's just such a beautiful collection, just clean art, just absolutely. So thank you so much for all that you've done to make that possible. We're going to have a very special Twitter space with our artist and really talk to her about all of the art and the process and it. But I think people are going to be delighted on reveal day when they see those images come into their wallets. It's going to be so fun. So thank you. I love that.
Jody, I'm going to just step in here for a minute because I think I'm going to drop out, but that's okay. Well, it's not okay, but I'm really excited about being able to bring the mental health, the physical, emotional health, like spirit, mind, body. I'm excited to bring that into Web3 on a really, higher scale, to actually unpack that and help others to live, to thrive, and to really find out who they are and how they operate and what they've got to offer, because everyone's got something to offer in this world. And I feel that, spirituality is a really big part of my life, as I know it is for most of us here on some level. And so I feel like just when you get to understand how your body works and, the things that make up who we are, it really helps. Well, I know for me personally, helps me to understand how my body is working and how that I can bring the little tips and tools that I've been hearing from Jim and, Ian. Sorry, Jim, got Ian and Jim mixed up on the screen. And all of the amazing speakers who have come. Like I did actually catch the session you were talking about, Lily, with the three. Was it Carl, Jody, and the other lady?
Yep, Shira.
Yeah, I caught some of that. So I did catch in and out, and I've been trying to watch the video. So, but everything that I've actually watched and seen. Absolutely, because the personal side of things, when we hear other people's stories, when we say, oh, Ian's been through that, or Lynn's been through that, or Lily, it's been a tough week. But look what's happened. We've come through this now, and we've got this amazing, backdrop now, the videos to draw from. I know definitely this morning when I got on, I had two screens on and I was actually heard myself echoing. I don't know if anyone else did. And I freaked out for a minute and I'm like stunned and I'm going, what the heck's going on? And that was sort of threw me a bit because I'm actually used to Twitter Spaces, not doing live streaming. So I've sort of enjoyed it in a way, but I need to perfect it. So I probably will practice after this.
Sounds great, Liv. I love it. And I love that part that excites you, because that it's so much in the essence of everything that we're doing. So it's wonderful. Thank you for all that you bring to those conversations and the outworking of that. Amazing. Who would like to share next?
I can share. I think the two areas that most excite me in terms of what we can bring in terms of utility and community is mental health and creativity. I think what the session explored today about just how you can bring access to mental health services in Web3, in the metaverse. I mean, that's just something that we could be really active with. And just the idea that someone who cannot afford, counseling or a session with a psychotherapist or a psychologist like that could come into the metaverse and have access to a group session where they could be encouraged, like the way the sleepy parenting Jennifer Waldberger was saying. And also creativity. I think I'm really excited for our community, because it's kind of like the opposite and the intimate in real life experiences of being at a table creating when you think you can't, and then going through that process, which is both creative and spiritual. So yeah, there's just so much potential. It's almost overwhelming what we could possibly do, but it's important what Ian was saying about the heart behind it. It's really about people. It's really about caring where they are, and how this space is treating them and how we're treating each other in the space. So if we could be that kind of, if we could raise the bar on that and be a place where people feel safe, cared for, where we are encouraging growth on the inside, that will be reflected on the outside, and that they will speak of spiritual beings and saying, yeah, great community to be a part of, I gained this, that, and anyhow, that's what's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely love that, Lily. And I agree. I think that the vision and excitement around so much, and especially that mental health space and creativity, is something that is phenomenal. So thank you for all that you just do to facilitate all of this actually happening, because there's lots of ideas and lots of things that could be happening, but to actually then implement and put it into place is just an incredible layer that you bring to that. So thank you so much for that, and love it. I feel so excited for all of those things to come. Paul, I'd love to hear your thoughts, vision, ideas, excitement.
Yeah, I'm so excited about just what the future holds and how we're really bringing spirituality into the space. And I think that this utility that we're also bringing, that's going to evolve in ways that we probably can't even foresee yet. And I know Jim was talking about generating the art. It's so exciting. I can't wait to see everything. And my part as a developer has been working on how we're going to give even more utility to our NFTs in the way that we're going to be grounding them, which is a form of staking. And it's just going to be really excited to see as we come up with these rewards for those stakers and people that have our NFTs and that are holding them, and the way that we're going to be able to apply that utility is really exciting for what's coming in the future.
Absolutely. I will say there's a bit of alpha right there for everyone. So thank you, Paul. Yes, I love what you're working on. I love the added utility that's going to be added to these incredible PFPs and to our collection, and just the fun and that whole ecosystem you're bringing into reality is amazing. Thank you so much. And I love your vision and excitement. And it's such an honor to be building this all together. It's so great. And Ian, I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm most excited about helping people. I think there's a great need in the world right now. And I think that we all probably know economically there's going to be an even greater need, and suffering is going to arise because people struggle with that. They struggle prioritizing what's really important. And there's a way in which we can be a voice for reminding people that, spirit, what we have, each other, we're rich. And you can really just open up to the abundance of love and connection that's here. And for those that don't have that, well, we can also offer a space for that. And how beautiful is that? I really want to also use spiritual beings as a platform to uplift other projects that are doing something similar, whether it's, they're trying to bring mental health, they're trying to bring meditation or yoga. I think that it's not just about putting our project forward, it's about bringing this sense of wellness and spirituality into the whole space, and being an advocate for people that are championing that cause with us.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And I think that was the thing that I get very excited about is the way that Spiritual Beings overlaps with so many other amazing projects that are either already established or being established. And the way that we can come alongside and work with, I think, is a really exciting part, because ultimately, as you said, it's about helping people. And it's about bringing something into this space, bringing this focus and this, tangible reality of spirituality that we know, we all know, especially, from personal experience, that it is such a vitally important aspect of life. So thank you, Ian, for just bringing that heart and bringing that incredible sense of just vision and life to all that we're doing. And as we all just kind of merge together in that and really form that foundation along with our artist ambassadors, the rest of our team, I feel excited about the foundation in which Spiritual Beings is being built from. All of the big elements, incredibly well done. So proud of all the work that everyone is doing. Really excited for those just discovering Spiritual Beings, and will continue to discover all of the layers and the things that we have planned. I think one of my favorite parts of this summit has just been hearing people's stories, seeing people being vulnerable and sharing personal stories and examples in the conversations and the topics that we've been talking about. It's always my favorite part, because it means that they trust us and value us to open up and to be able to share. And I take that such an honor to hear people's reflections in that way and to hear their heart. And I love that. May that be one of our hallmarks. May that be something that we are known for, that it is a place where we can know others and be known ourselves. And I think that it has been really lovely to really continue to articulate that none of us are presenting ourselves as being perfect. None of us are presenting ourselves to be completely all together and spiritual, perfection, but we all understand and recognize that spirituality within us and the need for that connection and that need to have that very real focus and emphasis on that. And there is beauty in that, no matter what that looks like. There is such a unique beauty that we all carry, and when that comes together. So I'm actually going to introduce us to another person who is part of something that is very linked in to our vision, our mission, all that we're doing. And I'm going to introduce and pull up onto the screen now Enrico. And Enrico works with Spiritual Beings, and we are working with a company called Triple O Studios, who we have amazing, exciting, wonderful plans for our utility. We've talked to you about, we've painted big, broad brushstrokes, and we've said it's going to be so many amazing in real life events, right through from festivals with great music and food and to all these other kind of events. Well, Enrico is the one, together with John and the rest of their team, who are actually working with us to make that a reality and to start planning that all out now. So Enrico, thank you so much for joining us on this call, but also just your heart and everything you're pouring into Spiritual Beings is just so amazing to work with you. Enrico is a spiritual being. It's just such a great guy, and every time I get off a call with Enrico and the team, it's just like I have this joy in my spirit just for being with them. So welcome, and I'd love you just to introduce yourself and just share a little bit about what you guys do, what you've done in the past, and some of that vision that you have for Spiritual Beings.
Yes, thank you for that intro, Jody. It is really such an honor to be working with y'all and to be working on something that I feel like is needed and that is special. What we do at Triple O Studios is we create really unique experiences, and we are here to help, spiritual beings create something that's super unique. I met you through a friend of mine, Esther, right, who's doing these spiritual events that are very creative and are helping people to kind of find their creativity, which is like one of the ways that you see in spiritual beings, like even bringing spirituality to some people. There's so many different paths that we've kind of talked about, like what does it mean to be spiritual, and how can you experience that? Some people find spirituality through music, some through yoga, meditation, right? So there's so many different vehicles that we've talked about where spirituality can be tapped into and can be embraced. And so, yeah, I think in the future and what we can do together is so robust. I'm a huge fan of spiritual events in general. I think we've talked about 9 years ago, I joined a global nonprofit called the Mankind Project, and they are, creating these experiences that are literally life-changing, right? And they help people find their spirituality. And I think what we can do with spiritual beings, we're at the very, very beginning. Like Web3 is already showing how can we come together around mutual ideas, and this is the first time I've seen people say, we want to gather people together around spirituality. So we're really excited at Triple O to be a part of this journey with y'all, and what we can do together, I think is so exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that, as you've said, it is great to be able to intersect that idea of that Web3 concept and community and all that's happening virtually, but then intersect that with in real life experiences, and in a way where you are so well equipped and proficient in organizing so many of these different events, to be able to bring that together with the heart and mission and mandate of spiritual beings, and when that combines is something really special. So
Yes.
I think we've all been trying to vision what it's going to actually feel like to be there, and I'm so excited that the plans are in place.
Yeah, Ian was just at one of our events, Family Style, which we bring together, some of the best chefs here in LA, some of the best restaurants with, we work with the hundreds, right? And we bring together streetwear, we bring together food, we bring together music, and it's the cross-pollination of these different cultures that come together that make this experience so unique, and I think when it comes to spirituality, there's just so much potential in how we can cross-pollinate those different genres together. So I'm really excited of what this will look like.
Yes, absolutely. So are we, and we've got big dreams and really just like so many ideas, and we're getting them all sorted now. And I think that we've been saying in quite a few different contexts that it's very interesting in the Web3 space at the moment when a project at this season of Web3 is having to have a lot more, be a lot more advanced in terms of its planning and just its structure and all that it's doing pre-launch to what it has been in the past. And I think a huge advantage of that is that you launch ready to run and to go straight into all of these things that we're setting up. So I'm thankful that there is that vision, there is that planning, and there is that cultivation of these events that will be a huge part of the life and the whole, the aesthetic atmosphere of what our community is. And it will be just times of great connecting in. Not just in one place or another. We live in a global space, and just even the capacity for that, to do that in many places around the world. That I think whenever I'm dreaming of a festival, it's always California. I don't know. It just kind of just seems to just fit. Do you think, Ian? Do you think that's like? I don't know what it is. It just seems like California.
We have the best weather maybe in the whole world, honestly.
True.
Yeah, that's it.
So festivals year round.
Yeah, that's it. And we'll all have to head down under at some point and go and do something in Australia too.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, so thank you so much for sharing, Noriko. Just to give that bit of alpha and that insight into what it is that we're planning. I think that we want our community to know that we are being very purposeful, that we're actually putting very real plans in place and have some really solid structures and outworking to bring all of this into fruition, and that it's something that is a huge value add. I've, as been in projects before, and the moment that you go to an event and you actually get to physically meet people that you feel like you know so well just through the community, and like just give them a hug and have a conversation, and it's just, there's nothing like it. So for us, whether that is a big festival or that is more some of these more intimate creative spaces, or whether that's lots of different ways and things that this will work through, it is so important, and it's something that we will have as a very much core part of what we're doing and what we're about. So yeah, so I think that is all from us at this stage. We want to be able to just wrap this summit and all of these sessions. Please, our Twitter is really the first and the best point of call to go and get all real-time updates as they're coming out. Really, from here out, there'll be so much happening and so much for you to be able to keep up with and catch on to. As we said, this is not the end of any of these conversations. In fact, it's just the beginning of many. And so there'll be Twitter spaces that will be scheduled. There'll be more interviews, an interview series with so many great people and founders and people within the space. And I already have many of those lined up for next week, so watch for those announcements to be coming out. Our Discord will be a place where there will be channels and ways for you to talk through specific topics and ideas that are coming out through this summit. If there's more topics that you would like to drill down further, Discord is always a place that is being continually evolving and a place where you can go and have some of those conversations as well. And our website, which will have all of the details for our minting. It will have all of the details for all of our socials, our team, our about, everything that is happening. We now have this amazing YouTube channel, which has all of the replays of all of the sessions that have happened that you can go and check out at any point at any time, and continually will be uploaded with different videos and streams and things that are happening. And Twitter spaces will continue to evolve and continue to be happening with different people and personalities as well. So stay tuned for those. So thank you so much for everything, for all that you have leaned into, all that you've taken a hold of. I'm excited for what this means, and for you and for your journey, as well as your involvement in with spiritual beings, and very, very excited for this next season now, and for all that is unfolding and to come. So from us here at Spiritual Beings, thank you. We will see you very soon, and we can't wait to be in this together. Bye, everyone.